Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Appreciate you tuning in. Now we're following on from this series of my career break where I run you through all of the countries that I traveled to, what my route was, what I did, what I recommend, and some travel tips. So, 3 weeks, Philippines. Now, if you like beaches with crystal clear blue water, white sand, beautiful islands, palm trees, snorkeling, scuba diving, go to the Philippines. But if you don't like ferries, you might want to reconsider, because logistically it is probably the most organised you need to be if you want to ensure that you cover and see all of the islands that you want. So I went for 3 weeks, and in the end I only went to 4 destinations. So I flew into Cebu and I spent a night there. I wouldn't recommend staying in Cebu. There's literally nothing to do there in the city at all. The Philippines is well known for its beaches and island life, so get to the coastline ASAP Rocky. So from Cebu, I got I think it was like a 3-hour bus to Moalboal, which is a small seaside town, village, and it's famous for its sardine run. So you can snorkel with, I don't know, like 100,000 sardines. You know, those, what's the word? I think they're like a school of fish or something. Probably should have researched that before I started this video so I could be really intelligent, but hey ho, we're in it. Really cool to snorkel in the morning with the sardine run, and you can also see some turtles as well, which is rather nice. Another thing to do there is canyoning or canyoneering. So you go in a group I was in a group of around 15-20 people, and it's where you effectively walk through like canyons, down a river, you're jumping off huge ledges, you're letting the river take you and essentially swimming down and just floating down the river. So that is a really cool experience because you're effectively like in the jungle. So really beautiful scenery and great way to meet some cool people. So thoroughly recommend the canyoneering with that. And then of course there's a bunch of waterfalls that you can go to in the area. I went to this particular one. I'll put the name on the screen now, and this was like a 45-minute scooter ride from Moalboal. So I was in Moalboal for the 3 or 4 nights, I think it was, and then I went back to Cebu and got a flight to Coron. So Coron is the west side of the Philippines, and it's one of the most famous and popular destinations to go. Beautiful, another seaside village. When I got to Coron, I was there for 2 nights, so 1 full day where I did an excursion where you go and see some lakes and like lagoons and a bunch of snorkeling, some kayaking, all of that kind of good stuff. So really recommend that full day excursion. And then arguably the most popular thing to do in the Philippines is the 3-day or 4-day Coron to El Nido expedition. So this is really cool. This is where you get on a boat. I'll show you a picture there. And you're in a group of 15 to kind of 25 people with around 4 to 5 staff members who are really cool. They cook all your food for you, amazing food. You're snorkeling, you're staying on islands in literally the middle of nowhere, and the accommodation is actually pretty good. I'll show you some pictures and videos for you here. So yeah, and again, you have no cell service, so it's a really good way to get to know some really cool people. And so yeah, I did the 3-day one to El Nido, and then I spent, I think it was 2 or 3 days in El Nido, which is kind of all you need. There's one really nice beach there, and then again get a scooter for the day and just go and explore. So yeah, I went to Siargao, which is probably I think I might have already said this, but probably the most popular place to go in the Philippines for for long-term stays. So there was a bunch of nomads there, and now that I'm a nomad myself, I know from speaking to people that people have been there and stayed there for a long time. It's very well known for its surf. It's like world renowned. I think it's got like one of the world's best waves. So very, very good surf there. And yeah, I stayed there for a week. I stayed in a couple accommodations, a hotel and a really nice hostel. Met some really, really cool people. It's quite cool on the island. They have a party every single night, and it is in a different location every single night, but the same 7 locations. So like, Tuesday night, it's at X, Thursday night, it's at Y kind of thing. So that's really, really cool. Kind of builds a community because you see the same people at the different venues on the different nights. And then I did some wakeboarding, which was really, really fun. Then there's a really, really cool viewpoint to see the coconuts, plantations and trees and all that kind of good stuff. So that's nice. And then, yeah, just very, very island beach life, very slow paced. And it's got a couple good gyms there, which always helps. So yeah, really, really recommend Siargao. So, as I only did 4 places, originally when I was going to the Philippines, I thought I was going to do a couple islands off Moalboal at the start. But again, like I said at the start of the video, logistically, Philippines, you do have to plan and you have to be prepared to kind of waste days for travel. Super friendly people, pretty good food. Not the best in Southeast Asia, but I'm always partial to Vietnam. That's always my favourite. That's my bar. I always set it up there. But, decent food. You can get local food. Of course, you can get westernized food. It's a very tourist destination, the Philippines. Beautiful islands, beautiful beaches. Me personally, I've said this before on the Switzerland video, I'm more of a mountain person. So 3 weeks for me was enough. So yeah, really enjoyable 3 weeks. Any questions, comments, leave them below. Appreciate you watching.